And what I'd like to talk to you about in this video is traps. And one of the traps that you can fall into is false idols. Okay, this is considered to be like a snare. And what false idols is they claim to be the light, but they're pure darkness. Okay, that is what a false idol is, because it's opposite of the light. Okay, it's opposite of the light. It's not going to be the true idol, which brings its truth character with it. Okay, and he speaks of God and the Most High God. And false idols will worship the devil, will worship some type of demon, will worship some type of fallen angel, will worship some type of demonic dark force that's demonically possessed. Possession is they're possibly possessed characters that could be demons when they're under the false idols. So then you could be worshiping a demon just from participating with anything that they do. This could be like musicians, stars, any type of star that's in the entertainment business. Okay, number 2, choice of words. The words we choose have power over what we do. This also will work on the inner voice. That's why it says power, because the choice of words that you choose has power to influence you to change your life. Not to say that I'm doing any of these to the greatest of my ability either, but I know them, and I'm trying to teach them to people who may not know them yet that could help somebody down the road. Okay? Number 3, time of action. Okay, time of action is when you put time in the investment to acting on a situation, puts you as a player within the game. Okay, because you have the ability to change the occurring situations that are occurring around us. Okay, everybody has that through player's choice. Okay, those ties in with choice of words, because choice of words have power, and then you need to be a player within the game to have power. In order to do that, you have to do it under time of action, okay? Because it was the time you put into acting. And then there's going to be a trap laid out in each one of these locations. So every time you go to choose good words, somebody's going to try to entrap you into saying something evil. Whenever you're going through a time of action in your life, somebody's going to try to stop you from getting to your destination, okay? Something may happen, an argument may break out. You may decide to cut it all off. You never know what's going to happen. Relationships, there's always going to be traps laid out for your love and your wisdom within the marriage. If you're married, if not, and you're single, these will be very difficult on you if you're single. You have nobody to help you, lift you up. But you need to make sure you choose the right partner. It needs to be under love. And if you don't know what love is the ability to forgive when people need to be forgiven. And it's just unconditional. That's the best way you can say it. It's unconditional. It's to love beyond what the character became when it's in the present moment of time when you met. You have to think back to when they were kids, and that's where you'll be able to have unconditional love for them. Okay, because you remember a time before they were even acting up like that, and they were ever demonic or possessed by some type of evil spirit. And there's always a time before these characters became who they are today in the game. Okay? And that's where love comes into play. You have to see it from that point of view. If you can't see it from that point of view, you'll always be stuck with hate in your heart for some type of hatred for them. Even I have to learn this. I'm still learning it every day. How to love people, how to build my wisdom. I don't really read many books, but I probably should. I just have a learning disability. So it's held me back many years. It held me back emotionally as well, because I was being attacked by people within the system for having disabilities, put me as a target on a bully's back. basically, and they would torture me for a while. And I was having a bunch of bad things happen within the home structure, which the structure was no structure, it was chaos. So I was under chaos all the time. It put me into a shell shock, brain state type of mindset where I'm like, don't like people. It's not that I don't like people, I like people. I just don't see the world fit for the way, it's just not fit. It's not running properly. And it makes me, my energy, messes with my energy. Mainly due to the certain locations are just triggers to anything that we do as far as all sins. It's a trigger to all sins, okay? And all locations pretty much now, but certain locations that are even worse, or worse triggers than when you're not located there, because due to the memories, you may have memories of bad adventures, maybe good adventures. Depends on which side of memory you're looking on, because you can look on the good or the evil of what you've done in your memories, and you hold on to it all as adventures because you had to do an adventure to get to the location to do all the things you were doing that night that it all occurred, okay? And it may be stemming from that. Most people are on drugs these days, teenagers and adults, and even young teenagers too that are on this stuff, and it's literally killing them and sending them to hell. It's a trap, it's a snare. It has powers over your words. It takes you away from being a player within the game. It takes you away from love and wisdom. It's an automatic trigger, and it takes you down these bad adventures that lead to your death and ultimately possibly take you to hell. Depends on how bad you were. And all sins are equal to fallen state of mindset. It's a fallen state. It's a fallen behavior. And number 9 comes in as false doctrines. Okay, anyone with false doctrines that are teaching outside of what God really intended you to teach, which is against the Word of God, pretty much you're basically blaspheming the Word of God. It's like false doctrines. Basically, you're mocking God by saying that homosexuality is allowed and all this stuff, and that's a false doctrine. He states that there is no homosexuality allowed because that's not a mindset of a God. That's a mindset of a demon. So, you just got a certain mindset. You got either the mindset, and I'm struggling myself. Don't think I'm not, dude. I'm in this sin like no tomorrow because of all the stuff I went up against. Shoot, brody, if you walk this in, man, you would see that they know every little target about me. They know everything about me. They can target me in my weakest locations and trap me there. And I'll be trapped for months, man, at a time when I get trapped by a demon. It's trapped by a demon where it keeps coming back to trap you in the same trap. But they're not actually in the physical vessel. They're within the game structure, brother. We're talking about within the game. They're inhabiting other people's bodies to come do their work to get to me. So they inhabit another vessel, take it, and come to me and try to get me to fall into my sins again. And this is called the sins of anarchy.